In this video, we're going to be looking at posts and pages in WordPress. Posts and pages are how we create and structure most of the content for our WordPress sites. We're going to start by looking at the difference between posts and pages, how you go about adding posts to your WordPress, and how you go about adding pages. So with that in mind, we're going to kick off by looking at the difference between posts and pages. So we're here on the home page for the Disruptive Media Learning Lab, Coventry University, which is the host for Coventry Domains. And you can see this is our home page. It's information that doesn't change all that much. It's sort of a welcoming experience for people who come to this site. If you've got a lot of static content that you want to show people, that would be best expressed as a page. However, if you go and click on our blog, here on the blog page, you can see a list of all of our posts. The posts are short news pieces or opinion pieces, things that have an author and a date and that you would write periodically. So as things are periodically released, those are best used or expressed as posts, and all the different pages that tell you about a website are best created as pages. And that is the difference between posts and pages. So now we're going to look at how you add posts to your WordPress website. Here in the dashboard, on the left-hand side, you can see we've got posts in the sidebar. I could just hover over that and click on Add New to add a new post, but I'm going to click on Posts just to show you what posts we have at the moment. With the standard install of WordPress, you'll have this Hello World post that is just a kind of a default post there so you can see what they are and how they work, but we don't really need that on our website. So I'll go ahead and click to trash that particular post. And now up here at the top, I'll click Add New. Now we're here in the WordPress Gutenberg editor where we can create posts and name them, give them titles, and do all kinds of things. I'm, for this example project, making a blog about digital fluency, so I might, say, have an article, a short article on, well, what the difference is between two things. So I'm going to have an example post for you. And there's our title. You can call WordPress posts anything that you like, and then once I got my title in, I can go ahead and click and start writing anything. Now you could, if you wanted to, do your entire article in your writing here in the WordPress editor, and that would work. But just to help you with things like a spell checker and to save your work as you go along, it might be wise to compose things in a text editor somewhere else, maybe a word processing piece of software, and then paste everything in. So I'm going to show you how you might do that. Here I've done a kind of example article, so I'll just select everything I've got here and copy that, and then come back to WordPress, and then I can just paste that in. You can see that the article is now here as a post, and it's copied over the headings and turned them into headings, and it's got all the text here as well. We'll have a later video about how you fully use the Gutenberg block editor, so you can do a lot more than just add text to posts, but it's a really useful tool. So that can be our first post. You can save your work as you go along by clicking Save Draft, and if you want to see what it looks like before you publish it, you can click the preview button here. And this brings up a preview window where we can see what people will be able to see on your website if they were to click on this post after it's published. So I'll close that out. Everything looks good, so I think I'm ready to publish this post, and I'll click here to publish. It always asks you just a few questions before you publish it live, just to make sure you're ready to go. Here you can look at the visibility of the post and set options for that. Public will be visible to everybody on the internet. You can have private, so just people who are part of your WordPress website can see it, or you can password protect your posts and pages and give people the password if they want to log in and view your work. We can select when we're going to publish this post. It could either be right now, we can schedule a post to be published in the future, or if we like, we can schedule a post for the past to make it look like we wrote it a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, that sort of thing. And then if we like to, we can add tags to help organize our content. There will be a video on categorizing our posts with categories, tags, and menus a little bit later. So I'll leave those options as they are. Everything looks okay, and I'm ready to hit publish. It says the post is now live, so if I wanted to, I can click on this button here, and I'll be taken to the live post, which is live on the internet now for the world to see. And that is adding posts. So next, we're going to look at adding pages to our WordPress website. It's a very similar process. Instead of clicking on posts here, we're going to go down to pages, and I'll click that so you can see what's there. By default, WordPress gives you 2 pages. The first one is a privacy policy page, which is worth looking at and adapting and adjusting for your needs. It's good to have a privacy policy on your website. And the other one is a sample page. It's similar to the Hello World posts that we didn't need earlier. So just like last time, we'll go ahead and trash that because we won't be needing it. And now we're ready. We're going to add a new page to our site. Again, pages are good for static content, things like a home page or an about page, stuff that doesn't change that much. So it's my new blog. I'm going to make an about page about myself. So we'll call this about. And here in the editor, I could do a few different things. I think I'm going to add a block to have a photo of myself on the left and maybe a short description of myself on the right. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I've got some columns. So I'll have 2 columns, and I'll click on the add button there, which will bring up a menu of all the different things we can add. Again, there'll be a full video in the Gutenberg editor in just a bit, but I'll select an image. This will bring up the option to upload an image or to choose something from the media library. If you've just installed this, you won't have anything in your media library, but I've selected a few images to just get us going. And there's a lovely one of me, so I'll select that one to have it on the left. And here on the right, I could just start typing, but I have got a bio page over here, some information that we can already use just to save a bit of effort. So I'll copy that, go back to our WordPress and paste it in. And you could do, again, all kinds of things. I could maybe bold this text and move things around. And yeah, that's looking okay. You can also take the image and make it bigger or smaller, whatever you want to do. I'll go ahead and preview that to see what that's going to look like before we publish. And that is a pretty simple about page. It's quite easy, cheap and cheerful, but I think that'll work for now. So everything looks okay for that one, so we'll go ahead and click publish. Again, it gives the same checks, so we can make it visible to everybody or just people with a password. We can schedule it for the future, but I want it to go right now, so I'll click publish. It says the post is now live on the website, so if I clicked on that, I would see our live page that everybody in the world can see. This page, I titled it about, and by default, it just added it to our subdomain here. So this is example.coventry.domains/about. You can change that if you like. So if we go back to the editor, you'll get an option here on the right to change the permalink for your post. So if you scroll that down, I could make that about, or if I wanted to, I could make it about me, and that would change the URL that people will navigate to in order to see this post. So whenever we're finished with that, or if we make any changes, we could just click update. WordPress will update that post and everything is saved. And that is creating posts and pages. So as a bonus, we'll just tell you about home pages at this point. If you navigate up here to the top of your WordPress dashboard and hover over the name of your site, you get an option to visit the site. So we'll click that just so we can see what users and people will see when they visit our site. At the moment, by default, it's set to give us every blog post we've written in its entirety. That's just how this WordPress install is as a default, but we can change that if we wish. Let's say we wanted to make our homepage that about page that we just made. So we'll go over here to settings, and we'll choose the reading setting from the menu. And this will give us a few options. At the moment, it's set to give us our latest posts, and we could make that shorter already and just click a summary rather than the full text of our latest posts. But what we want to do is maybe choose a static page from a list of pages that we've made. Right now we just have the about page, so I can select that and then always click the big blue button to save any changes that we make. And that's all done. So if I go to the homepage of my website now by clicking visit site, visitors will now be here whenever they go to my normal web address. And that is how you add posts and pages to WordPress.